everyone. In honor of Women's History Month, today's episode is all about the ladies. So with that, happy Women's History Month to women everywhere. The history of women and money is a story of resilience. Like many other essential rights, women also fought for economic independence. From a little girl growing up in the Virgin Islands, I've always heard of the stories of courageous women who went down in Virgin Islands history, which was the then Danish West Indies, because they fought for better economic conditions. From the infamous three queens on St. Croix, Queen Mary, Queen Agnes, and Queen Matilda, who in 1878 led the largest labor riot in the Danish West Indies, locally known as the Fire Bund. This rebellion was due to a labor law at the time that was passed and had fixed salaries and labor conditions for all plantation workers, and second, prohibited them from bargaining for better wages and working conditions. So you know what happened? Queen Mary gathered the troops and the rest was history. Another story of significant women that are a part of my history is that of the Coal Ladies of St. Thomas, with Queen Keziah being the most prominent. These women led a successful protest in the streets of Charlotte Amalia for better wages. In 1892, they stopped working and demanded to be paid with Danish silver instead of the Mexican dollar, which was losing its value. And along the streets, they shouted, "Dollar for dollar," which became a popular saying among locals. There are similar stories of courageous women throughout our great nation and around the world. Also, there were historic legislation that opened the doors for women to gain financial independence. One such legislation is the Equal Pay Act of 1963. Now, this act minimized gender-based pay discriminations. So it outlawed employers from paying different wages to women from men whose jobs required the same level of effort and expertise. From a practical sense, it widened the path to professional opportunities for women and encouraged them to enter the paid labor force at unprecedented levels. Another legislation that was monumental in the financial independence of women is the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 1974. Now, this act allowed women to open bank accounts, apply for credit, and commit to a mortgage without needing a male counterpart, a male cosigner. A critical milestone for women. Now, while we are grateful for the advancements made in the financial rights of women, it is important to highlight the road ahead as there's much more to be done. As it stands today, 70% of our nation's poor are women and children, with 35% of single women with children living and raising their families in poverty. Here's what the data says. Women are 35% more likely to be poor than men, with single mothers facing the highest risk. So today, women are still economically disadvantaged compared to our male counterparts. And although the gender pay gap has narrowed since the passing of the Equal Pay Act, the gap has not closed. According to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, for every dollar a man makes, women earn 82 cents for doing the same job. But even worse than the gender pay is the wealth gap. And this gap says, for every dollar a man holds of wealth, a woman holds 32 cents. This gap measures a person's overall net worth. It takes into consideration your financial health, the value of your assets, your ability to weather tough economic times. For example, illness, unemployment, emergencies, and your ability to invest in your own future and in the future of your children. So ladies, you've heard the facts. It is crystal clear that we cannot afford to leave our finances up to chance or in the hands of others. Truth is, no one will care about our money more than we do. In all of our self-care efforts, we must care for our finances. Whether your finances are managed solely by you or jointly with a spouse, you need to have equal access and control of your money, because you and your picnic them are more likely to live in poverty if, God forbid, the bottom falls out. Now, after hearing such statistics, it can easily feel like doomsday, but there's no need to panic or live in fear. Women today are living in the best days in the history of women when it comes to money. We have the power to earn as much money as we wish, and the time is now to tap into your knowledge, your skills, your experience, your expertise, your gifts, talents, and creativity, and monetize them. We may live in a system that historically has not been designed in our favor, but many of us are still beating the odds, and you can do the same. After all, money will always be a part of our lives. And to end generational poverty and build generational wealth, we have to be on the good side of money. Unlike the dreaded facts previously stated, here are some encouraging ones to serve as motivation. Women are starting businesses every day. Yes, every day. And Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in America today, more than doubling since August 2019. And there was a 70% increase in the number of Black women-owned businesses that started prior to the pandemic. Ms. Guzman, the administrator of the Small Business Administration, stated herself that there are incredible entrepreneurship growth rates, meaning startups, in excess of 14.6 million new business applications, of which the Black startup rates doubled, especially by you-know-who, Black women. Now, those are stats you want to be a part of. Today, women have the power to create our own economy, be in control of our finances, and fund our financial futures. There are giants that have paved the way for us, and we can all find inspiration and strength in their stories. From the historic Madam C.J. Walker, who was the first woman to be a self-made millionaire, creating and selling a line of hair care products for African American women, to the trailblazing Oprah Winfrey, who became the first Black woman billionaire by building an empire in communications and television, both of whom I see myself in and look to for inspiration on my entrepreneurship journey. Women today have better economic opportunities because of the courageous women who dared to lead and break barriers. Poverty is a long-standing barrier within many families for generations that needs to break. Are you the one? Well, that's it for today's episode. Remember to wish the women in your life a wealthy Women's History Month. If you like today's episode, stay tuned to Raquel Speaks for more tips, tricks, and insights. Thanks for rocking with me. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Plus, spread awesomeness by sharing this channel with others and leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. I'll see you in the next one.